Ake sibingelele ama-MK amahle and the people of South Africa. The question is still remains. If buying a stolen goods in South Africa is illegal, why do we buy the land? So sisamile lapha sakajiki. So asike sidlule la ukuthi there is a conversation eqhamukayo kubantu regarding this impeachment committee ekhuluma ngelokhuza ezokhuluma ngesimo sika president of the country. Le ndoda leyasila ama-statement ayo ukuthi angabonakali ukuthi unikeze bani imali nokuthi eziqhamuke kuphi. We're talking about the men who were told that ine-integrity inemali zayo, but it seems as if there are so many money that has been lost under his stewardship. But I was just passing by them. The reason why ngithasha le ilena yokuthi kuthiwa kuno-chairperson okhethiwe wayo i-impeachment committee, of which is not the member of the forefront ruling party, of which he danced, i-DA and the ANC, of which were confused. Abantu base South Africa, when do the ideologies of the left meet the ideology of the right? So we're still confused up until today. But welcome to South Africa with the new formation of the ANC led by Umsilwe statement of Cyril Ramaphosa, each and every day still confusing us. Now the chairperson that is there okhona, but we rise umzansi. So abantu basenakho ukukhuleka okuncane okhona ngaye lo lokhuza lo chairperson ukuthi no ngoba engaveli kwi-dance mhlawumbe khona okuzolokhuza okuzokwenza okuncane. But let us remember, because history doesn't have blank pages, let us remember ukuthi u-2024 usifundise enye into ngepolitiki yase-South Africa nge-emergency MKP, where we witness a 1 billionaire e-South Africa ixhasa wonke, I mean wonke, even the unknowns, ama-political parties, except the MKP. Ewaxhasa, obese kuba nalawa amanye-ke okay, let me say majority, not wonke. Let me say the majority, awaxhasa wonke. The reason why kodwa ngiveza lokho ngifuna ukuveza ukuthi this rise mzansi, of which was unknown up until size siye kulokhuza kuma-elections, kuyavela ukuthi yathola u-5 million allegedly from kulokhuza ku-Oppenheimer. And at one stage kwigagasi ngangena futhi khona belokhuza bekhona, I think kwakule ntombazane yakhona eyayilokhuza ayisikhulumi, ngikhuluma ngayo lento lena. Hayi intombazane ukuthi ngiphendule from kwigagasi yayikhulumela nje enye into regarding ilokhuza u-5 million. So i-question isethi-ke is a chairperson of the impeachment akaveli kwi-dance owe-rise mzansi, but wathola u-5 million ngama-elections being unknown. Connect the dots. So no, bengidlulela nje nami khona la ngijahele khona malokhuza ama-MK amahle and the people of South Africa. Bese ngiza kunansi kenye futhi ngidida kakhulu. We've got a constitution in South Africa of which we're told is the best in the world. And then there's a East Coast judgment evelile ukuthi abantu bangaphandle they bafake i-case enkantolo regarding ukuvala kwabeyitolo baphunywe ikhiye, all that kind of stuff. And then we were told ukuthi i-judgment eqhamukile from kwinkantolo yase-South Africa using South African constitution was in favor of the foreign people. So this, because they were using izinto ze-constitution zona to justify ilokhuza i-judgment yabo ukuthi bayiziswe yini. Because I was hearing people using ukuthi actually South Africans belongs to all who live in it. Kuthiwa basebenzise leyo lekhuza, leyo line leyo. Angilalelanga, but that's what I was told. One, this is a South African constitution, but was in favor of kubantu bangasesona South Africa. Red flag about this constitution. Number 2, they are saying South Africa belongs to all. This is a South African constitution. It belongs to all South Africans. Lo all uqhamuka kuphi? Remember when this constitution is afonyo, we had the pro-PAC by then. Not this latest yonyotso labasebengena ko-GNU. Ngikhuluma nge-pro-PAC yosobukwe. Jafta Masemula, the only political prisoner who spent 27 years in jail. Only political prisoner spent 37 years in jail uMasemula. Now, the question kodwa ngilana. Ukuthi this all oqhamuka khona iPAC yayithi Africa for Africans, the white men must go back to the sea where they come from. So njoba sekwenziwa le compromise ke kwenziwa constitution, that's where this all comes from, because bese kufuna ke ukufakwa nama foreigners who are happy to be whites here in South Africa. Ngokuthi sesihlalile nabo kade besicolonizile. So that all comes from there. Mind you, futhi South Africa sinamalokhuza ke ama races ayi-4 in South Africa. That all comes from there. But this connotation is for foreign nationals, so South Africa belongs to all. It's out of order. When this constitution, we didn't have this interference or influx of the foreigners. So why now is okhulunywa izinkantolo zamanje as if we envisage or we had the problem of the foreigners? There was no envisage whatsoever, and we didn't have such a problem of the foreigners, but we were specifically to the South Africans, of which is 4 races. And there was this waiting APAC, white men go back to the sea. So that's why they had to put this all. So no, man, I think umthetho South Africa nama judge, something's wrong. Something is wrong. And something needs to be done. However, on the lighter note, siqhubeke people of South Africa MK amahle. Kunenkulumo ehlezi vele kuthiwa izwe lase South Africa maselibuya liyobuyiswa eKwaZulu Natal out of 9 provinces. Bathini kabanye hey KwaZulu Natal anifundile, hey KwaZulu Natal iqhaza, hey KwaZulu Natal nisho njalo. Guess what? As we speak today, KwaZulu Natal is a constitutional monarchy. Lento eniyibona eEngland uba sekuba no Prince Charles uyena otshela iParliament or Prime Minister ukuthi abenzeni. So it is happening here in KZN as we speak now, but ukuthi leyo ndaba ayixoxwa. I don't know why. Under Ingonama Trust, of which one of the best things eyenziwa ulokhuza uPrince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. So it is something that we need as KwaZulu Natal, si popularize lento, sikhulume izingene endlebeni zabantu. Ukuthi uKwaZulu Natal usuphethe awusashayelwa izinkantolo sakwenzeni ngomhlaba obhilonga kuwona under ilokhuza Ingonyama Trust. Ngoba phela you need to remember, or to those who doesn't know ilokhuza history, to share a bit, and or even to some abacishe babe ngangathi ngoba umuntu akakunotice if ekhuluma ngezinto zepolitiki nento ezincane, we seem to have amnesia nje kwilokhuza kuyinto eziningi. I-IFP yangena ngo-11 hour kwilokhuza kuma-elections ka-94. That's why futhi at the same time sine-sunset clause ekhona lekalokhuza kaMbeki. So ngayo yonke lezo zinto kwakwenzeka, it was this ilokhuza Ingonyama Trust kwahlanganiswayo nokuthi kune-portion yomhlaba ola kwalokhuza KwaZulu Natal ekufuneka kungathinteki, but apparently njengoba izinto iqhubeka bagcina sebelokhuza sengeniwe konake. But news flash, it is back, it is signed, I've been told. So iziqhaza ke zaKwaZulu Natal ezingazilutho sezi-achievile ukuthi umhlaba ulokhuze ubuye constitutionally. Livumile iParliament. We need to popularize this. The question still remains. Niyawazi umbuso.
Endless thank you. After his release from prison, Mandela traveled to all corners of the world, thanking countries which had contributed to the anti-apartheid movement. When Mandela was released, he was already 71 years old, my current age. At that age, men tend to forget that the stories they are telling are a repeat of what they have already told, before, to the same audience. In particular, Mandela thanked African countries individually when he visited them and collectively in forums such as the Organization of African Unity, OAU. In one meeting of the OAU, Mandela thanked the audience profusely, as usual, and some heads of state in the audience got a bright idea. They started shouting in unison that Mandela should pay the OAU membership fees of every country that was in arrears, and almost all of them were in arrears. Excessive expression of gratitude by ANC representatives over many decades planted the idea in stupid African minds that South Africa owed an infinite debt in perpetuity to Africa. This obnoxious idea was also planted in dim-witted South African minds. No amount of abuse of South Africans by foreigners will convince these idiots that South Africa owes nothing to evil Africans who hate us. ANC representatives never stopped thanking Africa, and demands on South Africa never stopped escalating. The present unsustainable influx of migrants is the culmination of this process. South Africa is suffocating in its own copious thanks. We owe it to ourselves to stop the nonsense now. Thankfulness is supposed to be good for one's health. South African thankfulness is a suicidal curse. Other Africans compounded the South African curse of thankfulness by flattering South Africa and making her believe she had been granted leadership of the continent. When there were many more pressing needs at home, the ANC wasted billions on a corrupt arms deal to acquire military hardware to fight other people's wars all over the African continent. After 1994, the ANC were so thankful they went crazy and went about signing all sorts of stupid international conventions without even reading them. ANC committed us to conventions that grant more rights to so-called refugees than citizens of South Africa. Rights like housing, jobs, education, etc. They were overcome by thankfulness. We need a law to outlaw thankfulness towards other African countries. We must ensure it is punishable by a severe sentence because it has clearly become treasonous. Thankfulness has had the same effect on South Africans as an addictive drug. It requires tough love to rehabilitate South Africa from the addiction of thankfulness. South Africa is an addict that will not admit that it has a problem, a drug problem. To exorcise our curse of excessive thankfulness, it took brave and resourceful youths of March and March who represent the best and finest South Africa has to offer. Currently, South Africa is witnessing the best ever example of democracy in action. The question of an uncontrolled influx of foreigners has been put to the people of South Africa. The response of the people is unambiguous. The people of South Africa have been lied to by the ANC for more than 30 years. For that reason, Ramaphosa has to take extraordinary steps to convince the people that this time the government is seriously listening and taking people seriously. Seriousness of Ramaphosa's response can diffuse the potential danger of June 30. Lies, as usual, won't do this time. False bravado is also dangerous. Ramaphosa and Balola cannot convince anyone they are the tough guys.